At the time that we're having this conversation, the sixth album by Downfall of Gaia is about to be released. It's called Silhouettes of Disgust, and it'll be out on March 17th through Metal Blade Records. As you mentioned, Peter came back for this album, and were you able to share the songwriting with him again?
Yeah. I mean, we are not living in the same city. So he's living in Hamburg, I'm living in Berlin. But yeah, we started together all of this. We exchanged ideas before what direction we want to take and how everything should sound. And yeah, we talked about all of this. And then in the end, we were working. I mean, everyone is preparing his own demos at home, but then we are sending them back and forth and yeah, giving feedback and whatever. But yeah, we worked hand in hand directly from the start. Yeah.
When did you guys start working on the album?
In October 2000 and what is it now? 23, 21, 2021, October 2021. Yeah. Then we started in October. Yeah.
So we spoke a little bit about how your song has evolved over the years from album to album. How would you compare this album to your previous ones?
I think it's it's a version out of all the previous records. It has everything we did in the last years, starting from the first album that we ever released to the last one. And besides that, we also added a few new elements. So yeah, I think this record in particular is the best version of Downfall of Gaia from past till present, I would say.
And when you say best, what do you mean by that? Are you referring specifically to the songs, or like do you feel like you're doing things better than musically better, or maybe performance wise better than what you did on previous albums?
I don't know, maybe it's just my English skills.
Well, no, I don't disagree. I think my from listening to the album, it feels like this one is more bolder. Like it feels like you took more chances with this album than on the previous albums. I don't know how you feel about that.
Mhm. Yeah, sure. But yeah, I think it's always tough to say this about your own stuff because I think in a few weeks I will again find something that I don't like or whatever. But right now it feels good. Right now it just feels good. All of us are satisfied, and I think it has. When we talk about the history of the band, it has all of those elements, all of those stops we did during the years, starting from the crusty punk thing to yeah the more post whatever metal kind of sounds, and yeah, this album has them all included. I would say.
Did you consciously want to bring back some of that old crust stuff, like some of that old D beat kind of feeling?
Yeah, absolutely. There was a big point when we started to yeah when we talked about all of this before we started with the songwriting. We were just exchanging ideas and whatever, and we've also kind of felt a little bit tired from from we didn't want to do the same record again. Let's say it like that. And we definitely wanted to add a little bit more filth again to our sound. And it was yeah, we thought we talked about this in the beginning, and it was definitely part of the plan, yeah, to add our roots again more to the sound.
Can you tell me a little bit about what the title refers to? Silhouettes of Disgust?
It's basically the record is a concept album, and yeah, it tells the story of in 8 songs of 8 people in a fictional metropolis, each of them living their own life with problems and struggles each and every one of us probably also knows too well. So basically, these people are surrounded each day by so many things they just want to avoid and also hate, but have to play along somehow. I mean, we all have to play along somehow. And yeah, they are surrounded by all of this stuff, all of these, yeah, silhouettes of disgust. That's how we called it. Yeah.
Now, there's a concept linking these eight songs, these eight characters, but is there a narrative, or is it just these characters all live in the same city?
These characters, they're living. You mean in
Oh, I'm just curious if there's a
the
story, like if there's a story that you follow from one song to the next.
no, not really. It's each song is a song for its own. There's no red line. No.
Okay. Have you guys done something like this before? Were there concepts for the previous albums?
Basically every record, yeah.
Okay.
If I remember right, yeah.
And you mentioned that Tony does a lot of the vocals. Who comes up with the concepts and the lyrics?
That's me. That's me always, yeah. I take care of the lyrics and the concept and everything. But Tony, he's working on our titles, for example. He's taking care of the album titles and the song names. So, yeah.
Okay. When you write these concepts, when you come up with these characters, like it's almost like short stories. Do you know what I mean? It's almost like a screenplay. Do you have a background in that kind of fiction writing or storytelling or anything like that?
Not really. No, not really. But yeah, it's almost when I start to write, it's like a movie in my head or so. But I don't have any experience with writing, or it's also, I have to say, not one of my favorite hobbies. I don't go home and write down my thoughts or whatever. I don't do this. I'm just writing when it comes to to an album release. Yeah.
You said it's like a movie in your head. Were these characters influenced by anything that you've watched, or maybe people that you know in real life?
Yeah, of course, of course. All of my lyrics are, there's always, I can't write just fictional stuff. It's just that I'm always inspired by something that's happening in my closer environment, that's happening, that's surrounding me, that's going on in my head for reasons. So it's not just some fictional whatever medieval stuff. It's real life that surrounds me and which inspires me. And there's always in the lyrics, there's always a little bit of, it's not autobiographical, is it? That's the word, right?
Oh yeah,
Autobiography.
autobiographical. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's always inspired by something that's happening around in reality. Yeah.
Okay. How far into the process of writing songs and coming up with the music for the albums do you have the concept? Do you wait until all the songs are finished, or are you developing the concept and the stories, the characters as you're creating the songs?
Usually there's always the music first. Concept and lyrics and everything just it's the last stop. So there's always just the music, and then you start, or I start to think about yeah, what what should what should happen on the album. But the music is always first, yeah.
When did you move to Berlin?
Oh God, I don't know. 12, 13 years ago, maybe.
Okay.
Think. Yeah.
I visited Berlin in 2002, I think, or maybe, yeah, 2002. Very interesting city with a lot of different facets to it. You know, very modern, but also it has a lot of history. I'm curious if the city that you write about is influenced by living in Berlin.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, this is the place where I walk around every day, where my life is happening. Definitely Berlin. Yeah, especially in winter, it's just a sad place to be. Just gray walls, angry, sad people. It's just yeah.
And so, presumably, the characters that you write about on the album are people that you some of the sad angry people that you meet in Berlin.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.